Ecclesiasticus chapter 11. Wisdom lifted up the head of him that is of low degree. Okay, so we know that wisdom is what builds your confidence. We maketh him to sit among great men. Commend not a man for his beauty, neither abhorred for his outward appearance. The bee is little among such as fly, but her fruit is the chief of sweet things. Boast not of thy clothing and raiment, and exalt not thyself in the day of honor. Okay? So don't be a boaster and bragger about your clothing and your raiment. You have to be aware of others, okay? Many kings have sat down upon the ground, and one that was never thought of have worn the crown. Wow, man. That right there reminds me of the story of King David. Who would have known King David would have been the king of Israel, man, and take the place of Saul? First king was a Benjamite. Wow. King David was an outcast to his own family. I mean, the boy was like, they made him the herd of the sheeps. Guess he had to be the shepherd. While everybody else had fun and fought with swords. But King David arose from a lot of things was against King David. And he was actually a servant to Saul. And Saul became jealous of him when David beheaded Goliath and beat the Philistines at war. The people's champ, David. That's what made him jealous. Keep going. Ecclesiasticus chapter 11. Verse 7. Blame not before thou hast examined the truth. Understand first and then rebuke. Okay, so don't blame people before you haven't found out the truth. Can't bear false witness or judge unrighteously. Answer not before thou hast heard the cause, neither interrupt men in the midst of their talk. Strive not in the matter that concerneth thee not, and sit not in judgment with sinners. My son, meddle not with many matters, for if thou meddle much, thou shalt not be innocent, and if thou follow after, thou shalt not obtain, neither shalt thou escape by fleeing. So we know that being in everybody's business, being messy, you know, being with the gang, whether they right or wrong, don't do too much of that. You shall not be innocent. Keep going. Again, there is another that is slow and have need of help, wanting ability, and full of poverty. Yet the eye of the Lord looketh upon him for good, and set him up from his low estate. So the God gives blessings. All blessings come from the Most High. Right? and lifted up his head from misery, so that many that saw it marveled at him. Prosperity and adversity, life and death, poverty and riches, come from the Lord. Wisdom, knowledge, and understanding of the law are of the Lord. Love and the way of good works are from him. Error and darkness have their beginning together with sinners, and evil shall wax old with them that glory therein. The gift of the Lord remaineth with the godly, and his favor bringeth prosperity forever. There is that waxeth rich by his warrenness and pitching, and this is the portion of his reward. Whereas he said, I have found rest, and now will eat continually with my goods. And yet he knoweth not what time shall come upon him, and that he must leave those things to others and die. Be steadfast in thy covenant, and be conversant therein, and wax old in thy work. Marvel not at the works of sinners, but trust in the Lord, and abide in thy labor. For it is an easy thing in the sight of the Lord on the sudden to make a poor man rich. Wow. It says that a guy could leave and die. Sheesh. And not even know when his day is coming, thinking everything is going cool. Damn, that is so true. It happens every day. Oh, wow. There is that waxeth rich by his warrenness and pitching, and this is the portion of his reward. Whereas he said, I have found rest, and now will eat continually of my goods. And yet he knoweth not what time shall come upon him, and that he must leave those things to others and die. Whew. That's cold. The blessings of the Lord is in the reward of the godly, and suddenly he maketh his blessings to flourish. Say not, what profit is there of my service, and what good thing shall I have hereafter? Again, say not, I have enough, and possess many things, and what evil can come to me hereafter? In the day of prosperity, there is a forgetfulness and affliction, and in the day of affliction, there is no more remembrance of prosperity. For it is an easy thing unto the Lord in the day of death to reward a man according to his ways. The affliction of an hour maketh a man forget pleasure, and in his end his deeds shall be discovered. Judge none blessed before his death, for a man shall be known in his children. Bring not every man into thine house, for the deceitful man hath many trains. Like as a partridge taken and kept in a cage, so is the heart of the proud. And like as a spy watcheth he for thy fall, for he lieth in wait, and turneth good into evil, and in things worthy praise will lay blame upon thee. Okay? So, you don't let everybody into your house. Okay? Of a spark of fire, a heap of coals is kindled, and a sinful man layeth wait for blood. Take heed of a mischievous man, for he worketh wickedness, lest he bring upon thee a perpetual blot. Receive a stranger into thy house, and he will disturb thee, and turn thee out of thy own.